Well, I knew of the Saw series because everyone does, and I was really impressed by what they had achieved and the fact that they'd made so many films. It was such a long-running franchise. I mean, that's very rare, and so obviously I knew that it was tapping into a massive audience. But personally, I was always way too afraid to watch the films. I kind of, you hear rumors. It's like, oh, yeah, you just hear how intense and gory some of them can be, and so I had kind of quietly avoided them, I guess, just for my own mental health, so that I wouldn't go home at night and be utterly terrified. But being involved in this film, I did watch the films, and the rumors were confirmed and then some. But I'm so happy to be a part of the franchise. I mean, of course, being a part of it now, I've come to know more about it, and yeah, I mean, what other film has really done this recently? And it's huge. So yeah, it's Michael and Peter Spierig, and I was so excited to work with both of them because I'm familiar with their previous work, and they're really great, down-to-earth guys. They know exactly what they want. They have a really clear idea coming in, but they're also very open to collaboration on the day, and they're really respectful of everyone on the team, and in particular just kind of let the actors bring their interpretation to the role. So yeah, I felt like I had their support as well as the freedom to exist within that, and yeah, they were a big part of what made it such a good time. I don't know. I think they're all going to play pretty great. I think the production design on this film was just incredible. I mean, when I was on set, I was in awe of what they had built, and the way that we achieved some of the stunts was pretty frightening even on the day, but also a lot of fun. So I don't know. I think there's going to be a ton of different traps for the audience to enjoy and get freaked out by.
Excited to be a part of this. I mean, just getting to work with, it's the same movie, but there's so many changes. There's different characters. It's a different color palette. We go outside for this movie, completely different directors. So I'm just excited to see what this whole new look for Jigsaw is going to be. Yeah. I think my favorite has to be the reverse bear trap. It's just, I don't know what it is. The thing about having the trap over your face, having your face ripped apart. I mean, there are so many bad ones, but I think that's got to if I had to choose one that I really didn't want to be put inside, that one or the one where it's like the drowning box. I think it's between the two of those.
What's in your head?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's it's just so twisted, and it's really maniacal. And I think that's why it's so scary, because it's not just random killing. It's so carefully planned out. It's really, really creepy and disturbing in a good way.
Whenever you have a chance to develop a character over 7 films, it's a great thing, and he's an interesting guy. He's a bit of a philosopher, a little bit of a theologian. He's a trained mechanical engineer. He's an architect. So he has a breadth of interests and perspectives, as you well know. So, he's huge. He's a huge character. He's not limited in his scope or in his reach. He can go lots of ways and lots of directions. So whenever an actor has a chance to play that kind of a role, it's a marvelous thing. I thought that Peter and Michael Spierig would do a great job with it, because I have appreciated a lot of their movies, and they are smart guys, and I thought they would give it a fresh face, and I think they did. It's got a lot of the great old Saw elements, but a new feel. So I'm grateful for that, and they did a great job.
Tell me about working with them. What was that experience like?
Incredible. Very, very clear. Very, very professional. great senses of humor. They wanted to bring a lightness to it as well, to kind of balance out, you know, the gore and the scary stuff. Easy to work with, wonderful guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which one are you excited to see?
Well, there's one that Laura Vandervoort's character has to deal with, and it took probably about a week alone just to shoot that trap. It's a huge piece of machinery. I know it caused him some difficulties to get it right, but I think it's going to be a real showpiece.
You know, we took a hiatus for a while, and we kind of never thought we'd be back. But Josh and Pete Goldfinger, and Josh Stolberg and Pete Goldfinger, our writers, called up out of left field. I didn't know them, Oren didn't know them, and they said, hey, we have an idea for another Saw movie. And we're like, all righty, let's hear it. And they came in and they pitched it to Oren and myself, and it was such a good idea that Oren looked at me and were like, dude, guess what? We got to go back to work. So I love it, and I think our fans are going to be completely surprised with the direction we take the Saw movies. There's a trap that I can't watch. You get, and you're like, it's everybody's nightmare. So I'm kind of like, all right, guess what? I literally, I've seen it in dailies, I've seen it in the editing room, I've seen it in front of an audience, and I still get like a queasy stomach as I'm watching it. You get to the end of the movie and you kind of got to scratch your head and go, wait a second. And then you kind of got to think it through and go, yeah, we didn't see it coming. They fooled us yet again.
I love everyone's been more suspenseful.
Yeah, it's way more suspenseful, and it works. You'll get to the end of the movie and go, how did I not see this coming?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember seeing the first one in the theaters and being just blown away by the ending and just thought it was an amazing, clever movie.
And we've known James and Leigh for quite a while, James Wan and Leigh Whannell. So it's been a thrill to see their careers go where they've gone, and we're honoured to sort of be part of this series that they created.
And what was it?
Well, that's the thing, is the script was really exciting, and when we read it, it was a page turner, and you're flipping through as quickly as you can because you want to see where it's all going and what happens at the end, and it's rare when you read something and you go, I want to get to the end as quickly as possible so I can figure this one out. You know, it was just the script drew us in, and that was really exciting.
Well, I think that with this film, there's a lot of traps in this film, but I think we've got a variety of traps. I mean, one, we've got the sort of the big over the top type of traps, but then we've also got the very simplistic kind of more back to the original type of traps as well. So it's a real mixed bag of crazy and small, you know.
And is there a person to see on the big screen?
I'm really looking forward to seeing there's a moment in all of these films where there's a aha moment, you know, and there's a twist, and we've definitely got that in this one, so it'll be very interesting to see how people react.
It's great having Jigsaw back, but one of the things we're excited about was we finally had time. We did 7 in 7 years, and this time it took us we took our time and got to make it, and it was a lot more fun at a relaxed pace and choose different things that we didn't have a choice before. Well, we always look at him as like, is he the antagonist or the protagonist? I think the franchise is a little different because we literally try to think. We literally do. We spend so much time doing logic, and then we let other people deal with blood and traps. But Mark and I spend so much time with the writers, logic. So we don't want people to go, I saw that, or we really try to like trick them.
The Halloween tradition that seems to have really built up. I didn't grow up in the States and didn't experience that Halloween tradition, but my wife said, oh yeah, it was like every Halloween for that weekend was like, oh, we're seeing Saw. So that's a really exciting thing to be a part of.
Were you a huge Saw fan before you were cast in this film?
Who's not? I mean, it's like when you think of horror movies, I kind of think of Saw. And this time of year, it's like those last couple years, you're like, where's the Saw movie? So for me to then get this audition and be like, wait, is this Saw? You know, I'm on the phone with my manager. Is this Saw, Ben? You know, and it actually turning out to be the next Saw me. I was hyped because growing up, you know, my generation, we kind of grew up on that, and my family at least, we're big in horror and big in cinema, and you know, so ever from an early age, American Werewolf in London would scare me, to Hills Have Eyes, to Saw 2, to Saw 3, and now we're here and I finally get to be a part of it. So it's really humbling, you know. Okay, so it's been 7 years since the last Saw, and I kind of equate the movie industry to dog years in the way that everything grows and moves so fast. So in that 7 years' time, the abilities that we have as far as technology available, makeup, set design, CGI, traps, has just exponentially grown. So knowing that, wow, that old Saw shot way back when moved me that much. Now we have all this technology available. How much further under my skin is this Saw gonna get? And that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited for all the traps because they're just so well designed. I mean, you wouldn't want to find yourself in any of them, I don't think. So I'm excited to see them all, and just I haven't even, you know, they only gave me up to all, you know, it's not like you know what's going on when it's finally done. So I'm just excited to see the final ending, you know.
Of course, I'm super excited. I mean, this is. I mean, it's had such a great life. It's got such a great following, and kind of one of those things that you step into not knowing the fandom of it. So, I mean, yeah, I'm stoked. Well, I think it's a 2017 updated. Great actors, working with Peter and Michael had great ideas for shots, traps. Tension. I had a great time. It's not really my genre, like that I've worked in before. So, but and what's funny about look, when you work on a movie, there's lots of pieces that are broken up. Like, so I had detective-y stuff to do as a and then there was huge chunks of stuff that were going on outside of me as I'm trying to discover what's happening with certain people.
What they've come up with this year.
It's totally gruesome and fascinating, and the sets were beautiful, the traps were beautiful, like in the beautiful, horrible way. Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. Like, and that's the thing, like Peter and Michael setting up such great shots and lighting, and it had an atmosphere that I wasn't expecting.